This is William Gammon and Spike Snell with our term project for mobile systems programming. Our term project was a straight line navigator. It uses the camera and the orientation sensors to show you where different landmarks are. So we'll open it up here. You can see it's trying to determine our location right now. We'll go into our navigator activity. And then all this is simply a camera view. You can see what all is around us. Right now we're on top of the Harmon parking deck, just taking a look across campus. You see Old Main in front of us. And if you turn to the left, you can see J.B. Hunt and Walker Hall over there. On our screen, at the bottom we have a compass, so you can see where your orientation is, and then if you look really closely you can see your azimuth. As you turn it, it changes to correspond. Talking in terms of accuracy, I would say the least accurate of any of the phone's assets we use would be the magnetic sensor. It's a little screwy sometimes, especially if you're near metal objects like this camera that's right in front of it, but it seems to be working pretty well right now. At the top you see we can add destinations or edit destinations, and so we'll go ahead and add one. And you'll see we have different ways you can add it. You can add it through a Google Maps activity we have. You can manually enter latitude, longitude, 8 or 10-digit coordinate, which is a military coordinate, a UTM, which surveyors use, and then you can also just add your current location. So we'll add through a Google Maps activity, and this pulls up. The data seems to be a little slow. That pointed to exactly where we were. That's Harmon parking deck on the center of the screen. And so to test this out, since Old Main's right in front of us, it's easy to see, we'll add that as a point. So that's about right there. We'll click add location here at the bottom. It'll prompt us to enter a title for the location. Put Old Main and hit enter, and then there it puts a little pointer. If you press that, it tells you what it is. So you can add other ones on there too if you want. So if we go over here to the stadium, football stadium, we'll add that location. Save it as Razorback Stadium. And now we can go back from this activity, and then you'll see that Old Main has popped up there, and it has a little overlay hovering over Old Main. It tells you what the name of it is and then the distance. So right here it says it's 0.23 miles. And if we turn over towards where the stadium would be, which is about right here, you can see the Razorback Stadium from here is approximately 0.43 miles. So we'll turn back over towards Old Main, and you'll see that it stays anchored on it no matter where you turn it. If you move it towards the right, we'll move it counterclockwise, you'll see the overlay follows it over to the left side of the screen. And if we move the phone over towards the right, you'll see it scrolls out of view, and as you slowly bring it in, you'll see that it just hovers on it. And this also works on the y-axis. So if we tilt it downwards, you can see Old Main going towards the top of the screen. And also if we tilt it upwards, you can see it stays on it. So aside from being able to add in these different points in different ways, we'll go ahead and show you. You can add a current location, and it says at the bottom, it labels it just location at and then the time that you added it. And so you won't be able to see it because it's right on top of us, but if we were to move backwards, which we'll go ahead and do, you can see right here in front of us is the location at 3:53 p.m. and it's 21 feet in front of us, or 22 feet. It's a little inaccurate if you're this close to the object, but it seems to work pretty well. It's usually pretty accurate within, I'd say, 15 to 20 meters. So another feature we have in this is the ability to edit destinations. So at the top there's an edit destinations button. We'll go ahead and press that, and that pops up the destination manager. Here we can hide our locations if we want to. So these are show the ones that are currently enabled. So if we want, we can disable Old Main. And if we close that, you'll see that Old Main no longer has the overlay on it. Now if we go back to the edit destinations, we can enable it. And it shows it there again. And this uses SQLite for permanence. Everything is saved, all the settings, each individual destination, whether or not it's hidden or not. So if we want to, we can hide Razorback Stadium and then completely exit out of the program. Go back into it, and it still knows that it's hidden. And then you can also add and remove, or you can remove these from the manager. And other than that, that's about the entire program.